Okay, so welcome and good morning, everyone, and welcome to PARO's Center for Women's Enterprise. Today's webinar is all about PARO Circles. I'm going to go through the technicalities of forming a PARO group, why PARO Circles exist, and also a brief overview of the funding application process. Feel free to put your questions in the chat. I do have it in sessions, so it'll be 2 different sessions. We'll start with the becoming a circle member and forming your group. Then I'll take up questions at that point. Then we'll move forward with the funding application and we'll take questions at the end. We can have a conversation afterwards, just letting you know to make sure you are in mute. And also if you don't want to be recorded, to turn off your cameras. So this session here happens every month, every second Wednesday of the month. So you can come and learn with other women, network as you are learning. You might find your circle mates if you don't have them yet. PARO Circles are a program within PARO Center for Women's Enterprise. It was one of the very first programs of PARO. Pretty much we like to say the bread and butter of PARO. Here it is with the circles. And the idea of that is that PARO peer lending circles operate with PARO values, having cooperation, having ownership, responsibility, simplification, and the key aspect of peer support, of other women helping other women. This program is run and funded by women, approved by the members yourselves, and led by many women. So supported with your businesses, with donations, and also doing the work that you do in the community as your business. So I'm going to mute the next person who's here.
That's how.
There we are. So this is the PARO peer lending circles and following the values. So why did PARO exist? Why are they here? So PARO's circle is here to help women with seed financing as they launch their enterprise, to encourage women to become self-reliant as you create a sustainable livelihood for yourselves, your families, and your communities. As well, we need that connection, that network, the peer support, the mentorship. And so within the PARO circles is where like-minded women join networks as individuals to get support, where peer pressure becomes peer support. So instead of being pressured to do something that it's not good for you, we peer support you to do something that is going to help you grow as a professional and as a businesswoman. To connect, share, and grow, it's what we're here for. And also at the same time as you're building your networks, you want to get that access to appropriate resources to get the required skills, whether soft or technical skills, to get mentorship experience with other women who join your circle, who has businesses and have knowledge about entrepreneurship. And not only that, you as an individual are a PARO client working hand in hand, one by one, one-on-one with a PARO counselor or advisor. So if you're new to PARO and you don't have one right now, I encourage you to email info@paro.ca, letting them know that you want to get started with PARO and you want to be matched with a counselor to work with you as a business coach, as a business counselor, to work with you one-on-one on your business and support you to gain access to all PARO programs, including peer lending circles. So we're here to learn the PARO lending circles. So what are they? They are a small group of women who gather together, make a commitment to each other to meet monthly, to help each other and to support one another's businesses in ways that are not in textbooks or even instructed anywhere. It is in your own organic, grassroots way where you support one another the best that you can with each other. So the groups are self-selected. You select the women you want in your group. So you have a criteria, you have an idea of the type of group you want to have. And the purpose of having the group could be just to access the funding, which is nothing wrong at all. It is why we're here for, to give you that funding. Also keeping in mind that once you get the money, you get the networks, you get to expand. And by knowing one woman, she might know 10 other women or 10 other people that you might benefit as a professional or as a business, right? So it's always keeping that in mind. Who are you bringing and what are they bringing with them? Not only that, what are you bringing to the table to share with these other women? And even if you're a new business, you're bringing the newness, you know, the excitement of being a new business, to ask those questions, to keep things alive, to share with others. So these small groups are from, you need to have at least 4 women in the group, and you can have up to 7 women in that group. All the women have to be 18 years of age. They can have, and they can be anywhere in Ontario, okay? They can be in business or not in business. So they don't have to have a business to be part of a circle. They could be a bank manager, they could be a doctor or an administrator, but they don't have to have a business per se to be part of the circle. The only thing that you do need a business for is to access the financing, right? And also they don't need to have a business to approve the funding to you. So anyone can belong to it. Business owners access the funding. You can have, you know, aunts and cousins, friends, your business partner. If you have a business partner, you can have a business partner in the same circle. Both can be accessing the funding for the same business as well. So there's no limit as to what you can have. The only thing you're not able to have your mother, your sister, your daughter in it. So immediate family members are not welcome, except if you are an enterprising Indigenous circle. So if all the women in the circle are identified Indigenous, then you can have your mom, your sister, your daughter. But in any circle, you can have your cousins, your aunts, just not immediate family members. So that's what PARO circles are. So once an official PARO circle is made up of up to 7 women, minimum of 4. All of you would have a paid membership of $20 each member. That is an annual membership fee. And all of you will have approved memberships. You are assigned and working with a PARO counselor, as many of you are. And the group has completed the formation document. So there's 2 documents with this process that you complete with myself in a meeting or in person or on Zoom, along with your counselor, whoever is supporting you as a client. 2 of the members will have the role of treasurers. So an official circle has a bank account in their name. Whatever name you choose for the circle, I'll go through the process of doing that. So once you have the women, you get yourself a name, and then there's an approval process and you get a bank account in your circle name. And that bank account needs to have 2 of the members to have authority and access to, give authority and access to deposit funds, to withdraw funds, to get the balance on behalf of the group. And the account is for the group to place emergency funds in reserve. I will touch more on that once we get to the loans. and what the purpose of the bank account is for the group. Each member, depending on the community that you are, you will have different lenders. So where the loan comes from is from different organizations. It could be a community futures development organization or a credit union. And the group officially is committed through bylaws and through the forms to meet monthly, to attend each other's business launches, or support each other's businesses, and live the PARO values of cooperation, responsibility, ownership, peer support, simplification, and all of that. So that is an official circle. We have about over 200 plus circles across Ontario. And PARO Circles, PARO works in hubs, and this is something that PARO, developed to better work in the divisions, to assign you with a counselor. So depending on the hub that you are, you might have a different counselor, and you can have a member from hub 1, hub 11, hub 6, everywhere. That just would only mean each individual member is going to have their own counselor and is going to have their own, their own way of getting the funding, whether it's with the community futures or with a credit union. So there are benefits in being part of a circle. Many benefits of that is accessing the microfinancing within the PARO group, building your networks as you build your credit. So we'll touch on the loan and what the benefits of that would be. Getting special membership, reduced event prices and rates, gaining access to a like-minded woman network, because not only your group is going to get access to them, you're going to get access to all of the other members too, by joining the business-to-business, B2B database that PARO has. If you have not learned about it, check out the portal. It's definitely something that you want to be part of. Is a free database registry for all business owners, and really encourages you to get that website going, to get your social media going, because those are going to be listed in there. And it's a directory that we usually share with other organizations, members, clients who are saying, hey, is there a PARO woman who has a business in XYZ? And then we provide them with that list, and they can go in there, look at your business, check out your website, contact you directly. So it's a really a great option to get that extra marketing. Little sidetracked, but that's access to everyone, not just circle members. So keep that in mind to talk to your counselors. So, and you will access to online training. And the key part of being a circle member is that you get to become a board of directors of PARO to participate in strategic planning and input, because only circle members are board members, and only circle members get to vote new directors and be directors and get input into what PARO is going to look like in the future. So that's the high level benefit you get as a member. So now, how to become a member? There are 2 ways to become a circle member. The very most way, in the most popular way per se, is to form your own circle. Find your tribe, find your mastermind group, find that people, those women that you want to grow as a businesswoman with. Who are those women that you might not know them? They might be your friends, they might be your partners in business, they might be people that you have known through other clubs, through other chambers, through other groups, or they might be women that you meet at PARO events. Who are they? What do they have? And this is forming those groups and bringing them, inviting them to either learn about what PARO has to offer in terms of the Circles program, and letting them know this is why I want you here. I want you to be part of my mastermind group through PARO. We have the tools and the I want to say the platform and everything that you need to get this group going. And on top of that, you get to access the financing. So we definitely have the how-to, and you have the women and the desire, that fire in your belly to get this group going. The other way is to join an existing group. And this is a lot of networking on your part with your PARO counselor to meet other women who have existing circles. So there is a new form being given and developed as we speak, that as you are coming into PARO and you haven't have the group of women to actually meet them yourself and get started with the group, we will do the matchmaking for you. So this is something that we will, and if something that your counselor does, right? She has clients, you as a client, and said, this, I know other woman that is also looking to get a circle going. Let's get together and meet, then you guys can talk and introduce each other. So individually, all the counselors, we are doing this, but this is something that as circle coordinators, we're gonna take on very soon, which is exciting. So going through the process of forming your own circle is being that first you want to become a PARO client. Becoming the PARO client is getting assigned to a counselor, getting the intake, registering through the PARO portal and getting that registration going. And then once you are fine, all set up and ready, and you have 3 women ready to join you, then we move to meeting together, selecting that name. You're gonna name your group. And this is a name that is going to be unique to you, a name that represents all of you, that speaks to who you are as a group. We just got 2 new circles for February, the Boreals and All My Relations. So meeting together and deciding for this group and sending this request form will ensure that you do not pick a name that exists already. So the name has to be unique. You send that form, and if it's a name that already exists, we're just going to make a little tweak to it. So I just give an example that there's 2 game changers. There's one just named Game Changers, and then there's one that is called Ottawa Game Changers. So it's just adding whether the city, a suffix, prefix to identify you and differentiate you from the group. Once you have your name and it's good to go, then you're going to have a meeting with your counselor or myself or both, and we will complete together the bylaws form and the agreement form. The bylaws is a 7-page fill in the blank document that we walk you through, answer your questions, and it's just fill in the blank. We do that together. And it goes through when, where you're going to meet, how many people in the group are, when your bank account is going to be, how many people are in the group, and how many people are going to be taking loans first, and so forth. How you're going to approve a new member, and what's going to happen when you want to leave the circle. It's pretty much all written already. The bylaws already have their the clause, and it's just reading it over and adding yes or no, how many, this and that. So that we do together. You do not do that on your own. And this meeting usually takes about 30 minutes to 45 minutes to complete together. So it's just keeping that in mind. So once we complete these documents, then each individual member will complete the membership form online via the client portal. and then you'll pay your annual membership fee of $20. That can be done through the portal as well, via PayPal, credit card, or debit, or you can do an e-transfer. And getting the e-transfer details, you will receive all of that instructions once the documents are done. I do encourage that you don't pay the $20 until you're fully completed the documents and you know 100% that you're moving forward, because the $20 is not refundable. Once it's sent, and it's not retroactive. So if you sent it in January and still don't have your circle, it's counting from January to the next January. So make sure you pay that once you're 100% ready with your documents to move forward with your circle. It's just the only thing I kind of disclaim there. Once everyone has completed the documents, the requirements as an individual, then you submit those formation documents to Circle Coordinator, myself, circles@paro.ca. Keeping in mind that every 15th of the month, you have an opportunity to submit the complete documents. Every 15th, there's intakes for new circles, as well funding applications for circle members. So I know many of you might be working on your circle documents. We could even meet on the 15th and complete those documents by the end of the day and then send them over to the board. Okay, so there's always time. There's always a period to be working on and submitting these documents. So once we submit to the board and we receive the approval, there is a letter they send. And at that point is to get your account established. If you are in Toronto, GTA, Ottawa, you will most likely open your account with Alterna. And then you'll meet with us. You do not need to reach to the Alterna to open that account if you are in Ottawa, Toronto, GTA. Okay, you do that through us. We meet with you and complete those documents together. We have a partnership with them that they have a fantastic account for the groups to take advantage of, to open. So we do that with you, all those documents. They're just templates. That's a lot of templates to go through, and it's just putting the information in the correct box. So once those documents are done, we will connect you with the Alterna branch we selected together. And then you'll meet with them, open the account, and then your own official circle, and you can start applying for the funding right away. Half of you can start applying for the funding. So if you're not in Ottawa, Toronto, or GTA, then your group gets to select whatever bank institution you want to open the account at, and you feel free to contact them. We always give you that letter that you can send to bring to the bank to show them the type of account you need to open and the type of group is going to be. And obviously I have talked to banks before and credit unions as to what type of account it is. So if they have any questions, you can always let them know there's a contact in here for PARO. Call them and ask them more details. Most of them know what we are, because we have 200 groups across Ontario. So they have PARO's name for sure. So that was the step of forming your own circle. You become a client, you find your 3 other women, up to 6, 7, including yourself, get together and select a name, send that name to be approved, complete the formation document with us. Then each individual member will do the membership form and fee. You submit that for board approval, you get the approval, and then you open your circle account. Now you're considered a fully official circle and you're ready to start applying for funding. The other way, as I mentioned, so this is just a checklist of the items that we look for to be completed. The bylaws are completed, the agreement form is signed, and for everyone that is, that even if you all live in the same city, we do have electronic signature collection. So once your documents are ready and you want to have it signed, just send it to your counselor and myself, and we will send it over to collect your own signatures. So that is all done and completed. All of that. So this is just a little bit more about the e-fund. So the e-fund or the circle account is an account for the purpose of holding funds in reserve to prevent loan defaults and late loan payments. It is to be covered for a loan payment for a member. So, and this can be done in two ways. You can have money in the account together as a group. All of you put contributions into that account. And so then that means anybody can use the funds in that account. Or each person who applies for the funding will contribute that one minimum loan payment for that stage into this account. We'll look on the stages after in a moment. And say you apply for, a loan, and it's a 9-month term, and in the 5th month or so, you're having financial difficulties and you can't make a payment. Then you go ahead and let your circle account holders, treasurers, that you need to access that funds in reserve you place at the beginning of the loan. You access that, pay the loan that you are not able to pay, and then talk to us. Let us know what's going on. Always keep in touch with PARO, the counselor, with the circle coordinator, to let us know what's going on with you so we can support you. We don't want you to be late for a payment or to miss more than 3 payments, because that will consider you being in default. And just noting that if you do miss a payment, if you do default on a loan, it does not affect any other member in the circle. Not their credit, not any way, not the lendability. It only affects the client, the applicant. Okay. So now becoming a member by joining an existing circle, pretty step-by-step in a way. You want to network again, until you find that circle that approves you to join their circle. Once they do, you just complete the membership form and pay the fee. You can review the bylaws and the formation agreement, and then you can start applying for funding. It seems easy, definitely, but definitely can take a long time to find that group that it's a fit. And not only that it's a fit to you, but that they find a fit to you, because they have already gone through the process of, finding the women that they really wanted to have this group with. So they want to interview you, they want to talk to you, and they want to make sure that you fit with what they have set up and decided that they were gonna be. So this is the second way. It can take a longer time, but it might be easy. You might go to a PARO event and really connect with a circle member and find that you guys have a lot in common, no matter whether the location that you are. And so they might invite you to attend a meeting and welcome you into the circle right away. Okay. I'm going to now take up the questions that I see are here. Okay, so I was just going to ask about small commitment. Thank you. So the small commitment communities, the small communities, yeah, any community that you are, we're definitely, PARO started as we serve the rural areas. We have PARO counselors and advisors in each hub who either live in those hubs, those communities, or travel to those communities in person or in Zoom. Okay, so I know for myself, there is nobody in, for example, Geraldton. We don't have a counselor in Geraldton down here, here in the north. However, I travel to that area and I have clients and partners and I talk to them. So we do visit the little communities, Lone Lock, Nakina, you know, so those little communities, just let us know what community you're at when you're doing the intake and when you reach out to PARO to get connected, because they will connect you with a counselor who is serving that hub, that community within that hub. I've been able to find a group for a circle. Okay, so if you have not been able to find a group for a circle, I find it hard in the pandemic and online. Absolutely. So we are actually still not fully meeting in person. So finding a group so far has been a lot of online networking. So the 9th, tomorrow, there is Circle Up. I will find more details and send that to you. And it's at 4:30 Eastern time through Zoom. This Circle Up networking is so you can meet other women who are looking to get circles, to form a circle, to get more members. So if you do not have a counselor, let me know and I can connect you with the person that can match you up with a counselor. So there is my email, circles@paro.ca. Just send me a quick email and say, you know, I'm in the workshop and I want to get started as a client so I can be matched with a counselor. And that counselor will assist you to get in touch on how to network for that. But definitely you can start going to the networkings for sure. Did you want to add something, Carol?
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess Margarita and Jennifer J.
Yeah.
Not sure what area you guys are in. If you can let us know that. Then, like Nefri said, we put you in touch with someone that is your business counselor. So I represent pretty much Sudbury, Manitoulin Island, Espanola, as far as almost Sault Ste. Marie. So we cover quite a big area. So, and I guess, you know, I have like 50 clients. So if I see a woman that matches with what you're doing, then we kind of match up together. We do a Zoom, or if I'm traveling, we can meet together as a group and do a bit of brainstorming. Yeah, and then you meet other women that way. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So each counselor has their way of, you know, engaging their clients with each other. And then we do have that big Circle Up. It was to be at the end of the month, but I saw that there is one tomorrow. So if you want, just put your email in the chat and say, just, you know, connect me with that person and I can send that to you. But yeah, if you're here in Thunder Bay, this is where I am. You can send me a quick email. If you don't have a counselor yet, I can connect you with them. Okay, so we'll take a few more questions. Why can you get funded without a group? There are other programs to get funded without having to be part of a group. And we understand that not everybody needs a group to get the funding. However, this peer lending program, you do have to have a group to get access to the peer lending program. There is programs we have, they're called Biz Growth. This is a grant for businesses that have started and are growing. We have a women's enterprise, it's called WeOC Loan Fund. So it is a loan fund that you can access from $500 to $50,000. If you have a counselor, ask her about the Wheel Loan Fund, and or you can just check out the website. If not, just send me a quick email. I can connect you with the right people. So definitely. And then we have other, wraparound organizations that have other fundings out there right now. Startup Plus Company is out with the CDC. There is BTEF with the Innovation Center here in Thunder Bay, all I know for sure, but always check in with your counselor, because we have an ecosystem of partnerships with other organizations who do similar work to support you best, to connect you with them. Yeah, so always make sure, if you don't have a counselor, that's the first step to get that done.
Yeah, and then register through paro.ca as well, because then we
Mhm.
match you up with the right person.
Mhm.
And our website has a lot of great information under funding and grants available. And the grants basically are, it depends on what you're doing in your business and what you're looking for. Some could be for equipment, some could be for website development. So there's a lot of different areas. So we really need to discuss what your business needs are and where you would
Mhm.
where you need the money for.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's all based on the area that you are and the
Mhm.
business industry. So there might be much, there may not, but always talk to your counselor. So this is a great interaction. So we're gonna have to fly through just a little bit. I'm gonna move on to the next part, which is the funding portion of the circles. So there are small business loans, peer approved, and you have control and ownership as to when you want to apply for them. So just because you join a circle this month, next month, does not mean you're required to apply for the funding. And you applying or not applying for the funding does not affect anybody else's eligibility. Once you are an active member of a circle, and in that circle there is 4 active members, you can apply anytime. Any of your members can apply at any time. Okay, the only difference there is that if you're a new circle, so you get approved to be a circle in February, then you only half of your members. Therefore, if there are 4 members, then only 2 of you can apply within the first 5 months of being a new circle. So February, March, April, May, June, until June, only 2 can apply. On June and after June, the other 2 can apply, and all 4 of you can apply for funding. Even if you get new members and you grow up to be 7 members, anybody who is an active circle member after those 5 months can have a loan out. It's just make sure that everyone who applies contributes to that circle emergency fund with that one minimum payment. Okay. So this is how the funding works. Only active members are eligible to apply. And that means you have your membership fee paid and you are an approved member in an official circle with an emergency fund and formation documents and all of that. That is considered an active circle member. And also that you have 4 members in that circle, minimum 4 members. The application process takes about a month before you receive the money. So I do want to encourage you, plan that ahead, plan it well. Even the formation of a circle can take you from a month to 2 to 3 to a year, depending how fast you find those members. So once you find those members, it takes about a month for the approval process and to get that account set up. The same goes for the funding application process. There's a lot of administration processes and signatures to get, so do keep that in mind. Intakes are the 15th of the month and are open all year round for monthly submissions. So you can start working anytime. Make sure that you have everything that you require for that group or for the funding application for the 15th of the month. All funding applications are peer approved and require a minimum of 3 member approval signatures. This is why it's required that you have a minimum of 4. The applicant does not sign the application, only the other 3 members. For the funding, the loan portion comes from the lending partners. If you're in Ottawa, Toronto, GTA, you receive the loan portion from Alterna Savings Credit Union. Anywhere else in Ontario, it's a Community Futures Development Corporation known as CFTC. The grant for everyone, no matter where you are, is a non-repayable portion and is reimbursed to the applicant directly upon submission of the itemized items that with receipts proving that you have paid and purchased those items. The amount needs to be before tax for the grant amount and is to be purchased after the submission date of the 15th of the month. Okay, so for example, you're applying for funding on February 15th. You submit that, it's complete, it has everything. I'll show you the checklist in a moment. If it has everything that is completed on the checklist, then you're considered complete and approved application. You can start purchasing your items as soon as the 16th of the month. Then you're going to have those receipts. So at that point, you don't have the money yet because you're to get the money the 10th of the following month. So you apply the 15th of February, you will get the money the 10th of March. The loan you will get first, and then you'll get the grant with reimbursement receipts showing that you have purchased those items. So you either use the loan money that you get on the following months, purchase those items and submit the receipts, or you can go right ahead and use credit, you know, or your own funds to purchase those items and then send over the receipts and you get the reimbursed amount. The amount that you will get reimbursed is only the grant, and the grant you do not pay back. But you do have to show those receipts before tax for that amount. So I'm actually just gonna see if there's any questions related to that. I have to step out, okay. Take care, Eve. Thanks for the attending, okay, awesome. All right, so next point is that all stages of funding are accessed consecutively. You access 1, pay it, 2, pay it off, 3, pay that off, and then go to 4. Once you access all stages consecutively, you can come back and take off, apply again for stage 3 and 4 only, unlimited times. Stages 1 and 2 are accessed only once in a lifetime per woman. So even if you have 2 businesses, you can only apply for it once. That's stage 1 and 2 with the matching grants. The other 2 are purely loans and are accessed only once you access all of them, and you can access them unlimited in any order. Definitely is required that you have at least that 1 minimum payment on that Circle eFund account. Okay. So the eligibility for the grants: active Circle member, must be a woman-owned enterprise, have been a peer approval, meet the criteria of the applicant after tax income, meets the low income cutoff of the community. This would is kind of like a census done, and so that just means you make 30,000 or less on that business, and it's not the income of anything else, only that business. So even if you have a full-time job or a partner that has a job or another business, and you have 2 businesses, it's only for that business that you're applying for on the application. So you have nails, you have a salon, and then you have a marketing company too, you're applying this time for the marketing company, then you don't count the income from the salon or your job or your spouse or your partner, okay? If you make more than 30,000 on that business that you're applying, then you either, it's that you're currently unemployed or will be unemployed in the near future and you need those funds to grow your enterprise. This means that you do not have a job or full-time or part-time. And if you do, it's not like a secure job where you know that you will never be fired. So it is a job that, okay, well, you can lose it in the next 6 to a year or so. The other option is that you have a disability or condition that limits your employability. So chronic pains, chronic headaches, stress, and this does not require that you prove any disability, any form or anything like that. We do not check that the income is actually matching to what you said. We do not check that you actually have unemployment is going to, be unemployed soon. That's not something that we check. It's all on our system character base. So this is the funding stages, 4 stages of them. First is the $500 loan with a matching $500 grant. It is a 9-month term. So that means you pay back for a period of 9 months. The first stage, you cannot pay it early. Well, you can, but only have to make 5 payments before you can pay it off. So that means you wait 5 months after receiving the money. So you applied in February, you get the money in March, your first payment is April. So April, May, June, July, August, September. In September, you can pay that off completely and then access stage 2. And the interest rate is 10% or less depending on the lender. So they can set it at 10%, 9, 7, 5, whatever percentage they have at this time. So it really depends on the lender. Second stage is a $1,000 grant and a $1,000 loan. You pay it off for 9 months. The payments here are $120. So you contribute that $120 to the emergency fund when you're applying for that funding. And the rate again is 10% or less. Stage 2, you can pay as soon as the next month you got the money. So you applied February, you get the money March, make 1 payment in April, then you can pay it off at any time. So as soon as you can or are able to, you can pay that second stage and access stage 3, which is a $3,000 loan. And you pay that off over a 27-month term, which is about 3 years. The payment is $120, so you don't have to contribute any extra. And then the 4th stage, and you can pay that off early as well, as soon as you're able to. 4th stage is $5,000 loan over 27 months, 3 years. And the payment here is $210. 220, my bad. So you add $100 more to the emergency fund, and then provide that with your application. And once you access all of them in that order, then you can come back and access stage 3 or 4, whichever you feel more convenient to you at any time. Unlimited. We have clients that's applied for stage 4 at least 3 to 4 times. So it's definitely something that you can do anytime. And the same process has been for the last 25, 28 years that PARO has in existence. So nothing has changed. It's adjusted, obviously, based on Prime and all of that and the new partners, but the process, the application process is still the same and will be the same unless it changes later in the future and we let you know. So there is a circle funding application process and timeline. Just so you can see how to get started. Hold on. So in the beginning of the month or the end of the month, whichever order, you decide as a member that you want to access the funding. And so you contact PARO for the documents and support, and then you gain the verbal approval of your members of at least 3 members. And you contact your counselor or the circle coordinator and letting them know you're ready to apply and you want to access those documents. Those documents are not accessed anywhere except by contacting your circle coordinator, your counselor. So if you know who your counselor is, just reach out to them and then they will get that to you. And before the 15th of the month, you want to work on completing all of the applications and everything that is on the checklist, which I'll touch on in a moment. You have the members sign in the application. Again, if you want PARO, we can always send that to the members so they can sign that on your behalf. So you don't have to go to everyone's application or send it over email. It's all via electronic DocuSign. On the 15th of the month, you want to have everything that is on the checklist ready to submit to the circle coordinator so that we can review and add it to the folder for board submission. Then we'll submit that to the board. They review the application for completion and membership status. Remember that the application is approved by your members. It is not approved by the PARO board. The board only ratifies your decision to ensure that the application has been completed and signed, that the cash flow you provide is actually balanced and feasible. The members that approve the application have their active memberships, and that everything that is to be completed for the application is done. And then the board sends the results, and I will send the results to you. If you are with Alterna in Toronto, Ottawa, GTA, anywhere, then at this point, if you're applying for stage 1, then you have to open an additional bank account in your name. If you don't have an Alterna account yet, you will need to open that for the purpose of receiving the loan and making the loan payment. So I will connect you with Alterna at that point after the approval, and they will contact you and you can open this account online very briefly. Once that is done, there will be a grace period for either applicants, any applicant, to get the loan application documents done, the payment schedules completed, get the board to sign again. And also, once you receive notification that the application has been approved by the board, then you can proceed to purchasing the items you applied for. So you can have an approval date of official approval, board approval date on your records to back up with your receipts. You can go ahead and purchase right after you submit on the 15th. Like I said, if you really needed to get the deal, or if there's a promotion and you really don't want to miss on, then you can always do that. Just notifying your counselor, this is what I'm doing. I have everything submitted. I'm going to purchase it because I'm going to miss the deal. And you go ahead and do that and then submit the receipts, proving that is the items you applied for. If the items change, always let us know. It's totally flexible to change the items. They just have to be ratified on the application. You do not have to do anything extra except letting us know, oh, instead of buying the laptop, I bought an iPad. Okay. So yeah, the receipts have to show that it's paid, 0 balance, the item you purchased. And so then once you receive the notification, then you're going to sign the loan application documents. Either the lender will contact you or I will contact you to get those documents signed. The lender most likely will reach out to you to just chat with you and then give you the money, and they will give you the the money right on the 10th of the following month, and sometimes even before. And then deposits of the grant will happen once you provide with the receipts and the expense claim. And you're done with the application, receiving the funds. You can always let us know how things are going with the items you purchased. You know, just like a little success story. We share those, and we encourage that you share with us too how things are going, how that benefit. So a brief checklist of the items you want to submit for those who are with a CFDC, and you will know, we will let you know who you're with. And if you're if you're not in Ottawa, anywhere in the GTA or Toronto, then that means you're with a CFDC. So the application signed by everyone, the emergency fund, proof that you have enough funds to pay for that stage that you're applying for. Stage 1 is $60, stage 2, $120, stage 4 is $220. You have a cash flow projection for stages 1 and 2 is for 1 year. Stages 3 and 4 is for 3 years. All members have their membership fee paid. You have paid a loan application fee. There is a loan application fee, and this is to set up the disbursal of that and also to contribute to the grant fund. You have provided a void check or banking information of your personal or business account where the loan and the grant will be deposited into, as well where the loan payments are withdrawn by the lender. So this is a complete checklist for the funding application for the CFDC. And say you are with a Alterna, similar things, the application form signed, contribution to the e-fund, cash flow, same way, circle members fee is paid, loan application fee is paid. Then if you're applying for stage 1, if it's your first time applying, then you need that consent form because you need to open that account with Alterna. And this is only one time that you open this account, and you keep it open for the duration that you want. It might even be your first business account or just an additional account, but definitely has to be open in addition to whatever other accounts you have. If you don't have an Alterna account yet, but if you have an Alterna account, then you can use that, and you just provide us with a void check information to directly deposit into it. Even if you don't have an account and you're opening, you still want to provide a void check or banking information for personal or business to receive the grant portion, because opening the account is only for the loan and the loan payment. Once you have it open, you can download the direct deposit form, send it over, and we can deposit the grant in the same account, but we don't have access to it without getting that direct deposit form or the void check. So you choose what account you want to receive the the grant into. So what is next? Get in touch with your counselor, attend the Circle Up events. There's a Facebook page to Circle Up to get Circle members. You can post there who you are, what you're looking for, where you are, and how people can connect with you. And say, just direct message me. And network. We will let your counselors know that you're looking to join a circle, that you want to join a circle. If you don't have one, you can go to the website and register, or you can just send me a quick email and I can put you in touch with a person to match you up with someone. Eventually you still need to register anyway, so it's up to you whichever way you want to go through. and networks. We will have many opportunities for you to network. There's going to be a Women's Day, International Women's Day event virtually. And so check out the social medias and the newsletter and attend to it. And if you're introducing yourself, you can just say, you know, I'm a PARO client and I'm looking for to form my circle. I want to meet existing circle members. So, you know, contact me, or you always want to network, and it's really putting yourself out there in a way. And once we know, we can match make and try and connect you with women who are looking for what you are looking for. And you can specify, you know, I want women in the same city. I want women across Ontario. I want women in the same industry, or I want to meet, you know, women who X, Y, and Z characters, or, you know, so it's up to you to define what type of network and circle you want to create, as diverse, as open, close, industry-based that you want, okay? So this is what's next. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go forward go with others, definitely a really good way of ending this presentation, and thanking you all for being here. And just a few highlights of circles that have, you know, made an impact with PARO, received awards, and been very active with PARO in terms of you know, supporting each other, supporting PARO as speakers and panels and all of that. So you can also be one of them. So without that, I will stop sharing. Any questions that you want to take up, we can do that. Yes, Carol, PARO means I am ready in Latin. So when you are ready, we're here for you. You need to be ready. Okay.
Cute.
Hi there.
It's pretty cute.
All right, any questions in terms of the funding? Any questions about circles? Yeah, I'm gonna stop the recording, and I hope to see more of you.
Yeah, I'll be talking to Patty Ann. I'll get your list.